Hey, this is Gary Brackett, and I'm back. And this week, I will be talking to you about self-confidence. That's right. This week, we're talking about self-confidence. And what self-confidence is it's your self-image, and it's the way that you view yourself. And you might view yourself as a student, an athlete, a friend, a blonde, a sports fan. You might view yourself as someone who is intelligent and patient, maybe someone who's middle-aged, but you're more than that. You're more than your sport. You're more than your gender, your age, the color of your hair. You're more actually than what your parents, your coaches, or even teachers and what their opinions are of you. I want you to understand that you are a unique person and you have your own nuances that are very unique to you. And you have your own special talents and ability. And I can remember a story when I was in 8th grade, just about some of you. And a teacher asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. She actually asked the entire class, but when she got to me, she said, "Gary, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And of course, I said, I wanted to be a football player. I was pretty good in sports. My older brothers played football, and I love football. I wanted to be a football player. So that was my response. So then she asked me again, like, no, in reality, like, seriously, like, what are you going to do? Like, no one in our school ever made it. I don't plan on you making it. Like, it's no fancy work. What are you going to be? And I'm just like, what? So I repeated myself, no, I want to be a football player. So the class laughs. She thinks I'm being a class clown. She sends me down to the office because she thought I was being defiant. And of course, anytime you get sent down to the office, they call your parents, and now I'm going home, and I'm like, oh man, what is my parents going to say? And depending on if it's your mom or it's your dad, this time it was my father. And he asked me, what happened to school today? So I told him, and I really thought he was going to pounce on me. And I said, man, she asked me what I wanted to be. I told her, she said it was stupid. And he was like, look, never let someone else's perception of you become your reality. And that was a very important lesson for me. And I'm gonna say it again, just so you guys can hear me clear. Never let someone else's perception of you become your own reality. See, the great thing about this life is that we all get to choose who we become. It's not about what anyone else says or anyone else who possibly will project their fears on you. You get to choose whatever you want out of life. For me, it really helped me at an early age, and it really helped me understand that I had the permission to dream. I had the permission to really think of my goals and really know that, that it's possible. But of course, I had to be willing to put in the work, and just like you, right? You could dream big, but just know it's going to involve some work. So when you really align with your dreams and what you do every single day, I think you're living the most authentic you can be. And I want you to understand that the mindset of a champion is to act honestly and consistently with everything that you do. So it's not about, changing up just for the sake of changing up to impress people. It's about being the same no matter what you're doing. And the benefits of you being consistent are enormous. There's success, there's self-esteem, there's respect from everyone, there's inner peace. It all comes from having self-confidence and acting like yourself, acting authentically. And those that don't, they live lives that are misaligned with their values, their beliefs, their attitudes, and they actually suffer. They suffer from anxiety, guilt, and shame because they know what they're doing isn't consistent with who they are. And while it might seem easier to live up to expectations from others, in the short term, in the long term, you're going to pay some very significant costs. And I'm going to tell you that it's just not worth it. I want to give you some steps, and I hope you follow them. And I want you to determine your own self-worth and live a life on your own terms. The first thing I want to tell you is identify your core values. See, a champion self-image is one that is aligned with your own values. By knowing your values, you'll gain an understanding of what is important to you. And once you're aware of your values, you can build a self-image in life that are more meaningful and enjoyable because you understand exactly who you are. So make a list of your values, create a long list, put everything you could think of. And then after you have that, I want you to reduce that down to 10 values that are most important to you. And you might struggle to narrow down your list because there's so many things you want to be. And I get that. But 10 values are plenty. So make sure you try to narrow it down as much as possible. Second thing, I want you to determine if you have any conflicts. For example, you might say that you want to be adventurous and you want freedom, and those are your important values. But then you say that you want to have security and safety. See, those values don't align, adventure and safety. So make sure there's no conflicts when you're looking at that. Because when you're faced with inner conflict, you're likely to shut down and do nothing. So I don't want you to be paralyzed. I want you to really understand what your values are. I don't want them to be consistent with who you are, who you think you want to be. And yeah, they might change as you grow, as you get wiser, as you learn more information. So as you learn to grow, disregard what society says you should value and make sure that your values are consistent with who you want to be as an individual. Third thing, create an action plan for each one of your values. Imagine one of your values is physical activity. You should be very creative about what your workout schedule should be. And you should also plan it out. Because you want to make sure that you're jogging, you're exercising, you're watching videos about what you can work out, because that's all consistent with what you said your values are. So make sure you get that done as well. Fourth thing, make a list of activities you enjoy that are in alignment with your values. For example, if generosity is a priority, you should find an enjoyable way that you can spend time helping others. A lot of people will probably need that now. If health is a value and something that you cherish, make sure that you're eating right. Make sure you're exercising. Make sure you're doing those things that's gonna make you healthy. Even mental health. Make sure you're reading books, doing things that keep you healthy and sane. The fifth thing, evaluate yourself at the end of each week. The big thing about becoming a champion, the big thing about this self-confidence is being aware. And how you can be aware is really looking at what you've done the previous week. And I think it's tough, it's challenging, and there's so many people out there, and maybe it's the peer pressure. But I'm telling you, when you have this positive self-image and this self-confidence that comes from knowing and understanding your values, and not even knowing them, taking it to that next step and consistently acting like the values that you want in your life, that's when you become a champion. That's when you have happiness, you have joy, because not only do you know who you want to become, but you're acting consistently with what it is that you want. And I'm telling you, it's going to take courage, and people may laugh at you, but hey, at the end of the day, this life is 100% yours. And you get to either see the benefits or, on the negative side, the bad stuff that can happen if you don't reach your goals. So, or you're not consistent. So make sure you have a good understanding on exactly what you want to do. And I know people like my age that still haven't figured this out yet. So if you guys can figure this out at school now and take the time to really understand your values, take the time to make sure that they don't conflict, make sure that you have actionable items, make sure that they're in alignment, that they're enjoyable, and there's things that you want to do and want to become, then you're going to be super excited with your results because you designed them. So that's what I got for you today. Never let someone's perception become your reality. Create your values and then act in accordance with them. And that way you'll build great self-confidence. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited. That's it for now. I want to see your values, and I want to see what activities you have planned to act according to those values. And next week is going to be step 2 of self-confidence. So I'm going to give you guys some more lessons. All right. That's it for this week. I want you to go out there and win the day. Actually, win the week. Let's go. Get after it, guys.